So second one for us today. So this one, a coastal one. In looking at this project, we wanted to identify what typifies a certain environment and engaging and consolidating those ideas to make a new building that's relevant, more permanent, and less fleeting or more transient than some of its neighbours may be in this area. The site, it's located at the end of Seawind Road, which directly leads to Balnarring Beach. And our clients had this unique site, which was right on the foreshores edge, as you can see slightly highlighted there. There was no need to strain for views, so all that was needed was a building to sit quietly in this landscape and embrace the dynamic outlook beyond. Although a frenetic offering of housing styles, many of the homes in the area are typified by that traditional timber beach shack, if you want to call it that, that you'd see often in the 70s and 80s. And most of them, they do feel sort of transient and temporary. They don't feel grounded. The site itself, it offered 270-degree views and it was fully exposed to the elements. So the surrounding environment of weathered driftwood, beach shrubbery and soft undulating sand dunes really was asking us in this environment, how neutral could our response be? The clients are a retired couple with a brief that required a flexible site solution that could incorporate an intergenerational household. So it needed to allow for them to be there, for their 2 adult children and grandchildren, as well as additional guests as well at any particular point in time. So it's been designed not as one large house, but 3 different units of habitation in one architectural master plan. Obviously, a major part of the brief was taking advantage of the dynamic oceanfront view, which is towards the right of the page there. So we wanted to retain the essence of a traditional timber beach shack style house, but redefine it into one which was more permanent and solid. So suggestive of something more monumental, of substance and mass, as an anchor point to the highly exposed nature of the site and create a sense of protection and privacy for the clients. We also wanted to create a building which was contemporary in form, yet historic in its materiality and craft, and create a home of instant recognisable weather-beaten permanence. The siding of the building was designed to activate all areas of the unusually red-shaped site, so the building is dissolved into a series of smaller village-like forms. The 2 front building forms take advantage of the full width of the site, with the garage and guest house structure alongside a 2-storey form, which houses the main living areas, that's the top right, and master bedroom on the floor above, and a series of undercover walkways and outdoor entertaining area lead to the rear 2-bedroom adult kids building. They've pretty much been configured on the site to provide wind-protected outdoor entertaining areas in the centre and have been aligned for a strategic window placement to allow for sight lines throughout the property to the beach views beyond. The house, it's defined by a scattered assembly of simplistic forms with the prominent, protective, almost monolithic 2-storey form addressing the beach foreshore. The forms with their limited window openings and sheer unbroken expanses of timber cladding creates a deliberate tension of massivity, which isn't usually associated with the timber building, yet it's still allowing it to sit more passively in the landscape. The overall simple appearance of singular timber forms had an added element of the oversized directional timber heads, which protrude at different orientations in each building. These heads help define the primary faces of the building, and they reduce their static quality. Not fighting the elements and the inevitable end result of the weathering of the timber, it's been treated with a controlled erosion finish, which mutes and softs and even distresses the surface finish, appearing almost pre-distressed and weathered through years of wind-driven rain, which lend only a feel of solidity, but one of instant permanence as well. The building has been clad in Accoya timber for its dimensionally stable qualities. The timber has been divided into a series of bands with the timber running horizontally. And it's this banding technique, which is almost suggestive of precast concrete panels in their proportion, yet they speak more to a level of craftsmanship with the intermediate timber bead divisions and solid timber detailing around the openings and reveals that allow an opportunity for us to celebrate, if you want to call it, old school carpentry construction techniques. To solidify the base of the timber forms, in situ concrete has been used. Unadorned crisp concrete slabs in their primary finish define all the terraces and are upturned to form an oversized skirt to the building which the timber sits upon. In localized window apertures, these in situ upstands are more playful with their oversized bullnose profiles acting as window seats, ledges, servery sills, or even outdoor bench seating. So the overall impression is that this is a relaxed home. It's not precious. It is a beach house to be enjoyed. Although this is an outwardly looking building, the interior builds on reinterpreting the traditional timber-clad interiors of older beach houses, where possible tactile materials are used with a limit to plasterboard surfaces. The main living and master bedroom area are all clad in this faded poplar finish veneer. Like the outside, a series of beads define the panels and add a layer of craft to the elements of these panels. They're more treated like furniture than cladding. This is also the case for the age-stroke joinery, where it's designed to appear as purpose-built furniture units, where all the exposed rails, nibs and heads of the joinery have been detailed to express an honesty of detailing. Treading a fine line of oversaturation of timber, the oak flooring balances the joinery and wall panelling grounding the room. We're also not afraid of being suggestive of the external heft of the concrete base that was outside, and an oversized wrap around ledge forms a hearth for the fireplace in the living room, as well as a dynamic bench seat to the cavity sliding windows which overlook the terrace and beach beyond. Uncomplicated in execution, this home also promotes passive ESD principles. Zoned usage is one where the design allows for buildings to be zoned and shut off to minimise power and services usage, and this allows the minimisation of the effective usable building footprint. So pretty much the owners primarily inhabit the larger of the zoned buildings. The large extended primary eaves to each building provide controlled sun shading to key areas, and cross-flow ventilation corridors are created by the building placement as well as corresponding window placement. Although clad in timber, the building utilises a ventilated cavity double stud wall construction of thermal building wrap, multiple bat insulation layers, and utilise a plasterboard and timber plywood sandwich construction, which essentially creates a lightweight version of thermal mass. So there's, with this, there's also focus on the highly durable, low maintenance Sequoia timber. So this building has been set up for longevity and minimal maintenance. So I suppose in conclusion, this house, it does typify many of our buildings. It's strong, yet it does sit quietly in its landscape. But we also think it's a home that comfortably sits alongside its other timber cousins that typify the environment, yet the expression of its materiality is one more of permanence than the others. Thank you.